We created an app that helps you grow your church called Take Root. You can download it for free and try it out on the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store. Here's how it works. In the Take Root app, your church can create what are called teams. Maybe you have an outreach team at your church or you want to create one. You can open up the app, click the teams icon to create an outreach team. Then you can invite people to your outreach team by going to the invite screen. You can invite people to join the team on this screen. And then each time one of the team members invites somebody to church or shares the gospel, they can record those actions on the action screen. And if you're in that person's team in your app on the action screen, you can see all the actions that your team members have taken that week. And one of the biggest goals with this is to encourage one another to invite others to church or to share the gospel. Let's be honest, it's scary to get out of your comfort zone. A lot of times we just need some encouragement. If you're opening up your app throughout the week and you're seeing all your church members inviting people to church, sharing the gospel, you're going to be encouraged to share the gospel, invite people to church too. I heard in a sermon once that the pastor intentionally hires Ubers to go places, even though he has his own car, just so that he can share the gospel with the Uber drivers. He's made a commitment that every time he's in an Uber, he always shares the gospel with that person. Well, hearing that story encouraged me. Whenever I'm in an Uber, I try to go out of my way to share the gospel with the Uber driver or to encourage them to read the Bible or to invite them to church. All that came from me being encouraged by someone else, another brother in Christ, sharing the fact that he shares the gospel with Uber drivers anytime he's in an Uber. Well, that's one of the biggest goals with this app. The goal is hopefully this will encourage your church to come together as a team and to encourage one another to share the gospel and invite people to church. The more you're reading stories from your church members sharing the gospel, inviting people to church, the more you personally will be encouraged to share the gospel and invite people to church. Another really big feature with the Take Root app is the ability to keep track of your conversations. Say you talk to someone named Jessica Smith. Maybe you met her at the park. Maybe she has some kids and you found out in the conversation that she comes to the park every week around the same time. Maybe you're a mom who has kids who likes to go to the park too. Well, you could record this conversation, remind yourself, hey, this person, Jessica, she comes to the park every week. She doesn't go to church currently. She seems kind of interested in visiting our church sometime. Maybe I could come back at the same time next week and spark another conversation with her. You may not realize this, but one interaction with someone usually is not enough to get that person to do something. On average, it takes 8 positive interactions with a Christian before that person will either become a Christian or go to church. An example of this was my wife. She was actually at a playground and met a family. She invited them to church. They did not come the first time. Thankfully, though, she got their contact information, which is exactly what the Take Root app encourages you to do. When that family didn't come the first time, a week later, she invited them a second time. After the second invite, that entire family started coming to church faithfully, and their lives have never been the same. The father got free from drugs. Both the mother and the father want to get baptized, and they've made the commitment to get married. All this came because my wife followed up on the conversation she had. She didn't just talk to the person one time. She made sure to get their contact information, and she made sure to follow up on the conversation. That's a big part of what Take Root is all about. We know that it's going to take, on average, more than just one time contacting someone, having a conversation with someone before they'll come to church or before they'll accept Christ. That's why the app encourages you to go out of your way to follow up on the conversation. Maybe you do homeless ministry. Maybe you meet some homeless people on the side of the road. Maybe they live there or they're there a lot. Maybe you shared the gospel with them and they were receptive but didn't quite accept the gospel yet. Well, in the app, there's a way to record the location where you were at when you talk to the homeless person. You can set reminders for yourself to go back and talk to that person. Continue to share the gospel with that person, hoping that eventually they'll actually come to Christ. Another thing we encourage teams to do, churches to do, is to set goals for yourself. If you create an outreach team, set a goal for inviting a certain amount of people to church every week. You'll notice in the action screen, you can see how many actions have been taken that week. So say you as the outreach team, you decide we want to invite 50 people to church this week. Maybe by Friday, you find out that we've only invited 40 people to church this week. That means we need to go out of our way to make sure to invite 10 more families to church this week. The Take Root app allows you to do this. You, as a church, can come together, create a team, keep each other accountable, set goals for yourself, and be consistent about inviting people to church, sharing the gospel, having an intentional outreach program. I encourage you, if you haven't already, download the Take Root app today. There should be a link in the description below, or you can just go to the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store, search Take Root. It's 2 words, TAKEROOT. Download the app. It's free for up to 5 team members as of right now, as of the making of this video. I encourage you to download it, try it out, and we'd love to hear your thoughts about it, love to hear your ideas. You can go to our website at takeroot.app, click the contact button. You can let us know your thoughts. We'd love to hear from our users. Try the Take Root app today.